right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I hope you had a good day, a good Monday. We'll get started. Let's go ahead and start just in a seat, and then we'll get up and get moving here pretty quick. Okay, so just let's find the breath here. So hands can just rest on those knees, just finding that it's comfortable, seated, cross-legged position, sitting tall. Shoulders are rolling down and back, closing down those eyes. And just breathing in and out through the nose. And take that really big breath in through the nose. As you exhale, open the mouth, sigh it out. And close down the mouth. We'll take that really big breath in through the nose. Still making that sighing sound as we breathe out through the nose. We're going to flex our abs to press all of that air out. We'll keep that core nice and tight as we take, again, that big breath in and press it out. Again, pulling the air in and press it out. Yes, you should really start to hear that breath. Almost like that Darth Vader breathing. Just focusing on that sound of the breath. And if the mind starts to wander, if we lose that breath, it's okay. Just notice it and come right back to that breathing. Now let's reach those arms out to the sides. Flip the palms, reach it up nice and tall. Exhale, we'll twist it over to that right side. So sit up nice and tall on that inhale. Exhale, find a little deeper twist. Inhale, we'll bring it back up. And exhale, twist it over to the other side. Again, sit tall. And exhale, twist. We'll bring it back to center. We'll reach those arms up. Nice side stretch to that right side. So left arm reaches up and over. Big, big reach, big bend. And inhale, bring it back up to the other side. We'll lower that left arm down. Right arm reaches up and over. And inhale, we'll reach it back up. And then go ahead and lower both those hands down. We'll come onto the mat. Just a few rounds of cat-cows. Just really warming up that spine. Warming up through that core a little bit. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone as we look up. Exhale, we'll round that spine, press the shoulder blades away. Draw that belly up and in. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, lift the tailbone, gaze up. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, round. And inhale, bring it back to that neutral spine. Excuse me. Okay, now we're going to send right leg back. Flex that foot, point the toes down. And we're going to send the left arm forward, so opposites. Reach to that heel, reach to those fingertips. Exhale, curl it in. Squeeze that elbow to the knee. Inhale, reach it back out. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach it out. Last time, curl it in. Reach it out. Now we're going to pulse it. So using the shoulder, using that glute to lift, keeping that back nice and flat. Here we go. We'll lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. Bend that back knee. That left hand will reach back. So reaching for that pinky toe side of the foot. If you've brought that foot across the body to grab onto it, bring the knee. So internally rotate. So we'll point the toe straight up towards the ceiling and then press that foot into the hand. Extend up a little bit more. Little stretch through that quad. And release. Lower down. We'll go to that other side. Sending that left leg straight back. Flex that foot. Point the toes down. Right arm is going to reach forward. Exhale, curl it and squeeze that elbow to the knee. Inhale, reach it out long. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach. Last time, curl that knee in. Reach it back out. Now pulse it, lifting for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the back knee. Reach for that foot. So make sure that toe is pointing up. Press that foot into the hand. Extend it up. Another breath. And go ahead and release it. Lower down. You can maybe add a few more cat-cows. You can add some sways from side to side. Whatever you feel like you need. And now go ahead and step it back to our plank. Hold. Stretch through those legs, pulling them towards each other, gripping those fingertips into the mat. One more breath. Then exhale, let's send those hips up and back into that first downward facing dog. So take your time here, maybe pedal those feet out, bending the knees, swaying the hips, stretching out through those hamstrings, through the calves, the ankles. And now inhale on the toes. Bend those knees, look forward, stepping those feet up to your hands. Now slide the shins, or the hands up to the shins. Flatten out that back. And slide those hands down as we fold. Just let that head hang heavy. And bend into the knees, flatten out that back. Let's rise up to standing. Reach it up nice and tall. Interlace those fingers, point those palms up. We'll bend it over to that right side. Inhale, let's bring it back up. Exhale it over to that left side. Inhale, reach it back up, releasing those hands down as we fold. Find that flat back. And exhale, we'll plant those hands, step those feet back to our plank. Maybe lower onto those knees. We're gonna add in a push-up. Come back up out of it. Now lower down, and then we'll move right into that vinyasa. So cobra, or you can press it up into that upward facing dog. And exhaling those hips to the sky, down dog. 2 more breaths. And now inhale on the toes. Bend those knees, step, or maybe you hop those feet. If you hop the feet, land as quietly as you can. Inhale into that half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Interlace those fingers, palms up, side bend to the right. Inhale, bring it back up. Over to the left. Inhale it back up. Release those hands as we fold. Flat back on the inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or hop it back to plank. Into that push-up. And vinyasa. Exhaling hips to the sky. Down dog. Add another 2 breaths. Really pressing that tailbone up. Pressing those heels down. And then inhale on the toes. Bend those knees, step or hop those feet to the top of the mat, right into that flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Interlace those fingers, palms up, side stretch to the right. Inhale it up to the left. Inhale, reach it up. Release those hands as we fold. Find the flat back. Plant the hands. Step or hop it back, push up. And vinyasa. And exhaling those hips up and back, downward facing dog. And now bring those feet about hip distance apart. Okay, we're gonna come high onto the toes, round that spine, rolling it forward into our plank. So get heavy onto those hands, maybe a little lighter onto those toes. Plank strong through that core. And reverse it, press the shoulder blades away, rounding through the back. And then come into that down dog, press the heels into the mat, tailbone presses up. Again, come high onto the toes. Really use that core to roll it forward. Keep everything pulled up and in. And then round it on back. Let's go one more time. Forward and back. Come on those toes. Plank. And round it back. Down dog. Inhale on the toes. Bend those knees. Step or hop it. 2. Top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhaling the half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll rise to standing. Reach up nice and tall. Exhale, sinking those hips into that chair. We'll bring those hands to heart center, sink those hips even lower. Then we're gonna twist it over to that right side. So that left elbow or tricep just hooks across that right knee. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale it to the other side. Then bring it back to center. Reach those arms up. And then straighten those legs as we fold. Hold it here for a breath. Then inhale the half lift. Exhale, plant those hands separate. Hop it back to that plank. Push up. Then vinyasa. Exhaling those hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Feet come together. Inhaling that right leg up. Exhale, curl that knee to the nose. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, curl that knee and step that foot through. Let's stay high onto that back heel. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Pull the shoulders down. Core is tight. Bend into that front knee, that high crescent lunge. Now exhale, hover the chest. Reaching the arms back, airplane wings, really straight through that back leg. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, reach it up. Now exhale, we'll hover that chest. Reaching that left leg up now for that warrior three. Hip square off. Reach through those fingertips, reaching through that heel. Find that balance. Then take that big step back. Heel will let ground down. Arms will reach up. Warrior one this time. So really press that back heel. Maybe feeling that nice big stretch in that left calf. Now draw those elbows down. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Open that chest. And again, fold. So maybe you cover the chest, maybe rib cage to your thigh, maybe shoulder to the knee. And release the hands. Rise back up. Lowering those hands down. Send that leg back. Maybe you keep that leg lifted for a little extra challenge as we lower. We'll take that push up out this time. Lift up. Chest up to the up dog. And then right back to a down dog. Now inhaling, that left leg up. Exhale, curl that knee to the nose. Inhale it back up. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, curl it in. Stepping that foot through. Inhale, reach those arms up. Core tight, bend into that front knee. Exhale, hover the chest, reaching the arms back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, reach it up. Now we'll hover that chest, float that back leg up into that warrior three. Find your balance. Now that back heel will ground down. Arms will reach up overhead into that warrior one. Then elbows will pull down. Interlace the fingers behind the back, big opening through that chest. And exhale, fold. One more breath. And inhale, we'll release, reaching those arms up. And lower the hands down. Step it back to our three-legged plank, that little extra challenge. Lower down. Inhale, lift. And exhaling those hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Again, we'll bring those feet about hip distance apart. And we'll do those rolls forward. So inhale on the toes. Round that spine. Bring it forward to our plank. Now nice flat back. Now round it back. So lift high onto those toes. Pressing those hips up to the sky as we press those heels down into the down dog. Again, roll it forward to our plank. Roll it on back. Last time. Roll it forward. Roll it on back. Then inhale on the toes. Bend the knees. Step or hop those feet. Top of the mat. Toes together to touch. Find that half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Reach it up nice and tall. Exhale, we'll sink those hips down into that chair. Sit the hips nice and low. Hands will come to heart center. Twist it over to that right side. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, twist it to that left side. Inhale, bring it back to center. Reach those arms up into that chair. And then straighten the legs as we fold. Take a breath. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant those hands, step or hop those feet back to our plank. Push up and vinyasa. Exhaling, hips to the sky, down dog. Feet together, inhale, that left leg lifts. Exhale, curl that knee to the nose. Inhale it back up. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, curl it and step that foot through. Back heel stays high. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hover the chest, reach the arms back. Inhale it up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, reach it up. Now we'll hover that chest, float that back leg up. Warrior three. Find the balance, another breath. And then take that big step back into the warrior one. Arms will reach up. Elbows draw down. Open that chest and fold. And release the arms. Rise back up. And lower the hands down. Send it back to our three-legged plank. And lower down. Lift that chest and hips to the sky, down dog. To the other side. Feet together. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, curl that knee in. Inhale, bring it back up. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, curl it in. Stepping that foot through. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hover the chest. Arms will reach back. Inhale it up. Exhale, hover. Inhale, reach it up. And hover that chest. Float that back leg up. Reach those fingers. Press through that heel. Then now take that big step back into that warrior one. Reaching the arms up. Pulling those elbows down. Interlace the fingers. Open that chest. And fold. And release those arms. Rise back up into that warrior one. Step it back into that three-legged plank. So we move through the vinyasa. And exhaling those hips to the sky. Downward facing dog. Another breath in, down dog. And then we'll play a little bit here. So we're going to come onto those toes. Bend those knees. Let's hop those feet a little bit wider, about a little wider than hip distance apart, I'd say. Okay, we're going to plant those hands down. We're going to play around with our crow a little bit here. Now, if you can't get your hands down flat, bend your knees a little bit more. Okay. Now, from here, we're going to come onto those toes. Bring the knees way up onto those triceps, kind of tucking them into your armpits. Okay, if that's comfortable, kind of just finding, to be honest, it's not the most comfortable position in general, but kind of got to find what works for you. So one of the big things is I'll face this way for a sec. We don't want those elbows bowing out to the sides. We want the elbows pulling straight back so they're parallel to each other. And then as we bring the knees up, those elbows are almost squeezing towards each other. We're gazing forward, and then we're floating those feet up. Now the head comes pretty close to the ground. That core is nice and tight. We're lengthening through that spine. Maybe we're just tapping those feet, kind of little marches here, just get a little bit more weight on those hands. And then when you're done, just straighten those legs. Just let the head and the arms hang nice and heavy. We'll sway from side to side if that feels okay. Now let's plant the hands. We can step it back to our plank. You can hop it if you'd like. Let's add one push-up and then vinyasa. Exhaling, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Feet together, inhale, that right leg will lift. Just one time, curl that knee to the nose into that plank. Inhale, send it back up. Exhale, curl it in, stepping that foot through. Again, grounding that back heel down. Inhaling those arms up into that warrior one. Now, pulling those elbows down, we'll interlace the fingers behind the back. Open up through that chest. Now, kind of the same idea that we did in that's this first series, this thing B. We'll hover that chest. We're going to float that back leg up. So a variation to our warrior three. This would be a humble warrior three. So squaring those hips off, pointing the back toes down, keep reaching through that heel, reaching those knuckles back towards the heel. One more breath. And then release the hands. Big step back, that heel stays lifted. Arms will reach up, bend into that front knee a little bit more. And then we'll spin that back heel down as we make our way into a warrior two, reaching from fingertip to fingertip, core is tight, arms are strong, feet and toes are gripping into the mat. Now we're gonna keep that left, this right arm forward, flip that palm up. So reach forward a little bit more, and then we'll circle that left arm over. So we're coming into an extended side angle. So normally we'd have our forearm down, but we're just reaching it up. So a little bit more through the legs, a little more through that core. Inhale, rise back up, straighten that front leg, reach that arm up and back. And again, we're gonna bend into that knee, reach that right arm forward, flip that palm up, and then extend that left arm up and over. Inhale, reach it back up, reverse it. Last time. This time, let's lower that hand maybe down inside that foot. Left arm just reaches up and over. You can use that right arm to press that knee out a little bit more. And then we'll circle that left hand down. Left heel spins up, twisting. Right arm reaches up. Now lower that hand down. Inhale, both arms will reach up overhead into that crescent lunge. Then into that front knee. Now, keeping the arms forward, we're gonna hover that chest. We're gonna lift that back leg up. So again, we're coming back to that warrior three. Press with the heels, arms are reaching forward. Now we're gonna curl it, so draw the elbows back, draw that knee forward. Inhale, press it out. Press the heel, reach the fingers. Exhale, curl it in. Reach it out. Now press or pulsing through that heel. So we'll lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that foot down into that crescent lunge. Back heel is lifted. Reaching the arms up. Then we'll lower that hand down. Step it back to our plank. Vinyasa. And exhale. Ooh. Downward facing dog. Round one done. Round two to go. Inhaling that left leg up. Exhale, curl that knee to the nose. Inhale, reach that arm up, or reach the leg up. Curl that knee into the nose. Stepping that foot through. Back heel grounds down. Inhale those arms up into that warrior one. Now pull those elbows down. Interlace those fingers. Open up through that chest. Now start to hover that chest as we lift that left leg up. Square those hips off. Okay, reaching through that heel. And then again, the knuckles will reach towards that heel. Now release it. Back heel stays lifted as the toes lower down. Arms reach up. Core is tight. Bend into that front knee a little more. One more breath. And then spin that back heel down. See out those arms as we come into that warrior two. Okay. This time, flip that left palm up. Reach forward, and then that right arm will reach up overhead. And that hovering, extended side angle. Big, big reach. Bend into that front knee a little more. Then inhale, we'll rise back up to the warrior two. Straighten that front leg. As we flip that palm, reach it up and back. Reaching out the arms, bend into that front knee. Flip that left palm. Right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, rise back up, reverse it, straighten that front leg. And then reach out the arms, bend into that front knee. This time we'll lower that hand down inside that leg. Right arm reaches up and over. Okay, now let's spin that right hand down. Right heel will spin up as we twist. Left arm reaches up. Now lower that hand down. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Keep that core tight. Now again, we're gonna hover that chest, lifting that back leg up into that warrior three, reaching through those fingers. Actually, we're gonna reach those arms forward. We're gonna curl it in, draw the elbows back. That knee is gonna pull forward. Inhale, reach it back out long. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, reach it out. Last one, curl it in. Reach it back out. Now we'll pulse that leg. So lift the heel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big step back into that crescent lunge. Hold it here for a breath. And then lower those hands down. Step it on back to our plank, vinyasa. And let's exhale those hips back to our heels. Let's take a breath in child's pose. Letting that chest soften down, that head can soften down. Let's come back onto hands and knees. Let's go ahead and step it back to a plank. Holding this plank for another breath. Now round that spine. Roll it up and back into that downward facing dog. Now come high onto the toes. Bend those knees. Step or hop those feet behind the hands. One more time to play around with that crow pose. So plant the hands down onto the mat. Bringing those knees high onto the triceps. Again, those elbows are pointing straight back, not out to the side. Looking forward, lengthening through that spine. Maybe those feet lift for just a second. Maybe get a little bit of flight here. Really grip those fingers, spreading those hands out, or fingers out as wide as you can. So we have that really wide base of support. A couple of breaths if you got it. And maybe hop, or step it back to plank. And then one last vinyasa. We'll meet together. Downward facing dog. Let's make our way into that pigeon. So we'll bring that right knee towards the right wrist. Foot comes across. Sliding that left leg back. Pointing those toes straight back. So you can press into that right shin. Pull that knee back. And then that left knee pulls forward. And then you can rest your head down onto those hands. Maybe make fists in second, or if you just want to kind of lay those hands flat and rest your head down, you can. Stay a little bit more active. So think really squeezing that right knee back, left knee's pulling forward. Hold that there for a few breaths. And as you just soften, maybe you can slide that left leg back a little bit more, get a little bit deeper into the stretch. So again, same idea. Pull the right knee back, left knee pulls forward. Hold, hold, hold. And maybe you can soften, slide that leg back a little bit more. And then come up onto those hands. Let's step it on back to that down dog. And then we'll go to the other side. So sending that left knee, that left wrist, foot comes across, right leg slides back. And you can lower onto those forearms. Okay, maybe resting that head down when you're ready. And then from here, we want to press the left shin into the mat. Pull back as that right knee presses down and pulls forward. You can hold it for a couple breaths. Stay tight. And then we can slide that right leg back maybe a little bit more. And then again, squeeze that left knee back, right knee forward. And maybe you slide that leg back a little bit more. And then still keep a little bit of that. Tension's not the right word, but activation, let's say that, in that left hip. So finding stability as we're finding that mobility. And we'll come back to those hands. Good stepping that leg back, downward facing dog. And then lower onto the knees. Come onto your back. Roll it on down. Just hug those knees into the chest. We'll go into that happy baby. So bring those knees wide. Reach for the outside edges of those feet. So first things first, draw that tailbone down first. And then maybe we extend. So the bottoms of the feet will point up towards the ceiling. Tailbone is grounding down. That chest is lifting. Pull those knees down outside the shoulders, and maybe you extend through those legs a little bit more. Let's lower those your feet down to the mat. Arms by your sides. Press, lift those hips up. So scooping that tailbone up, keeping that core nice and tight. Your hands can just be by your sides. And then roll those hips down. We're going to hug that right knee into the chest. Left leg extends out long. And then we'll just twist that knee across the body as that right arm reaches out. Right shoulder blade stays flat on the mat. And then bring that knee back to center. We'll switch sides, hug that left knee in, right leg reaches out, and then twist that knee across as that left arm reaches out. And bring that knee back to center. Hugging both knees into your chest. Give it a little squeeze, a little rock. And then we'll round that spine, bringing the forehead to the knees, curl into that teeny tiny little ball. And then we'll extend those legs out, reach those arms up overhead, a full body stretch from the fingertips all the way down through the toes. And bring those arms down by the sides. Palms will face up, shoulder blades will walk together. Take a big breath in through the nose. And exhale, sigh it out. Just letting yourself completely relax. Just letting that breath become a little bit more natural. You can bring those arms and legs out as wide as is comfortable. And just let yourself rest. And begin to deepen your breath. Just gently begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And reaching those arms overhead, that full body stretch to the fingertips down through those toes. And then hug those knees into the chest and gently roll it on over to that right side, letting that right arm support the head. Left arm just falls in front, completely resting on your side. And press yourself up into that seat. Eyes remain closed, sitting up nice and tall. And holding it here for a couple more breaths. Again, just big breath in through the nose and out through the nose. It doesn't have to be that forceful breath at the beginning, just a little bit more natural. And blink those eyes open. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me. Have a great evening. And then hopefully I see you guys back here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. For our all levels morning class. All right. Thanks, guys.